Hello and welcome to the Mal&Johnny Show. Well, slight technical problems today, but we won't let that stop us. We've still got our phones, Johnny Tudor, haven't we? We've still got our phones. How are you?
Well, I'd say, yeah, we have. We've gone back to steam radio. Zoom's not working properly.
But we've done. The thing is, you turn up at a gig and there's something not working. You do actually have to find another way to do the gig because the gig has to go on, Johnny. Exactly. We have to do the podcast this week, so yeah, this is not unusual. This is not unusual for us. Anyway, you must be a little bit nicky-nacky noodled after yesterday because it was a big gig, wasn't it?
It was. I sang about 25 songs. I did 4 tap dance routines. Wow. And all the dialogue. I got, you know, when your adrenaline's going, you just do it. Yeah. And then I got all the gear on, and I went back home and I sat in the chair and I thought, I've overdone it. I collapsed. and lots of good people there. Who was there all together? Did you?
Well,
apart from all people who just turned up to see the show, there was people I knew from the business, really. There's Nyron Hughes, you know, the lovely actor,
Nyron is.
He came, Phil Harris. Do you remember Phil?
Nothing Like a Dame, Phil Harris?
Nothing Like a Dame. He works up in Clwyd a lot. There was Wendy Griffiths, used to work for ITV. Right. There was Irie Palfrey. Do you remember Irie?
Yes.
And her husband, Morris. Morris used to be a production manager. There was Gareth Rowland, the director, and his wife, Noelle. Wow. It was Eleanor Elias Jones, who's been married to Pedge. I mean, there was loads there from the business, you know.
Isn't that fantastic? And the show itself?
It was great.
The show itself, were you pleased with the way it went?
It was fantastic, and I was hoping, because, you know, with all that singing, I thought, I hope my voice holds out, because at the end of, 2 hours singing, I mean, Pavarotti doesn't sing for 2 hours, does he? But it did, it held out, and it was, and Alwyn, I'll go by Alwyn, she said, your voice was on top form. I said, thank God for that.
Fantastic.
But we had a great sound guy, a fella called Dan, and he did a great job with the sound. We had a good lighting fella called Alan. So everything was done professionally, lovely star cloth at the back. A couple of big photographs of Frankie Vaughan on the stage, a big pull-out stage where I could tap dance on, and the 2 girls, Alwyn and Emma, they did a great job doing the backing and the dialogue, and they did their own bit as well. Alwyn sang a Welsh folk song.
Oh, lovely!
Because what she said was, I don't know if you remember, 10 years to the day that the investiture of Prince Charles, they had an investiture celebration concert 10 years later, and they asked her to sing a Welsh song in the turret in Carnarvon Castle. Right, so she's in this dress in a freezing cold, wearing a pair of cons underneath her dress because she was freezing, singing Alan Amor. See, Alan Amor. Anyway, she met the prince. I don't know if it was the cold or it was the thing of meeting the prince, but she had a nosebleed. So she said, I like to sing you the song I sang for Prince Charles, and this is the actual dress, she said, that I wore, and she sang Alan Amor. And it went like a bomb. People love stuff like that. And she's created unaccompanied singing, you see. She can just pitch it.
Wow.
And then, of course, Emma, she does a great impression of Marilyn Monroe. So she did, My Heart Belongs to Daddy and Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. And she's going around the audience, and kissing the guys and stuff. And then it was just great. It was a fun day,
Fantastic. Well, and any more gigs lined up with that, do you think?
Well, I got a gig for Yayan Rees. Do you know Yayan?
Yeah, well, he's big mate of Phil Harris. Yayan and Phil. It's like
that's right. Well, they've got a company together called Adlib Cymru. Okay,
right.
And they put on evenings with. They do them with the rugby players and personalities. And they want me to do one down at the Norwegian Church Arts Centre.
Fantastic.
In the autumn, but that'll be a different format. That'll be probably me talking to Ian about my business and who I knew, all the backstage chat and all the secrets, and then interspersing with a few songs and a couple of dances. Should be a good night.
Fantastic. Yeah. All right. Well, look, it's I'm glad it went well. Did you catch any of the coronation?
I saw most of it, actually. It was on all day, I thought the spectacle was terrific. I mean, whether or not you're a royalist is an immaterial. It was, the production, whoever the producer was, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
The sound was great for all the singers. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, and then the big concert then on Sunday night as well, which was pretty, it looked fantastic.
Well,
it looked fantastic.
Now they do all those what do you call them?
The drones and everything. The drones.
Pictures in the sky with the drones. That's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah. Hold on, Johnny, I've lost you. I lost you then, Johnny.
You lost me again.
I lost you. You're back now. You're back. I got a busy week.
I'm back. The man is back.
I got a busy week now. So after being, I don't like to talk about it, being number one in the Heritage charts, we were number 6 this week. So it's on his...
You have mentioned it once or twice.
Just in passing. It's not in my nature, Johnny. It's not in my nature. But I got a big week now lining up because I was asked to write an anthem for the Diocese of Swansea and Brecon. What do you think of that? Are you impressed with that?
What's all that about that?
Well, I mean, obviously they don't know me because they've asked me to write a hymn for the Diocese. It's their centenary year for the Diocese of Swansea and Brecon. So we're launching it on Friday. But the thing is, I did one actually last year for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, where you get a lot of people involved around the country, and they send in their vocals and their choirs singing, and you stick it into a big video, sort of thing. So we're launching on Friday now. We're going to launch the website. It's called forthisreason.co.uk, for this reason, and that's the name of the hymn I've written, the anthem I've written, for this reason. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why the reason in a minute. But and then you can go on there and you can see the video with all the words on. You can learn the song. You can download the music and all of that. And then you can send in your recording, and we'll try and stick it on a big video. And I've had lots of people around. We've had Steve Balsamo. He popped round yesterday. Oh, I got to tell you, when he started singing, because Steve, he was Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar and stuff, and he's been on tour with.
Oh, he's a fantastic singer, Steve Balsamo.
Brilliant. Well, I actually had a bit of an electric shock and tears when he started singing. In a good way, not in a bad way. It was just terrific.
No, if you see that Gethsemane song, I've never seen anybody do it like him. It's tingling, my spine tingling.
Exactly.
But I mean, and then they wanted him to go to Broadway, and he didn't want to go. He said he'd been crucified too many times in London. But I mean, but he should have gone. He'd have been a mega star. What a great singer he is,
Well, he still is a great singer, and it was lovely having him around. But then the idea, so I had to write they said, can you write, what do they say, what comes first, the words or the music? And then Sammy Khan, the big songwriter, said what comes first is the telephone call. Well, these days it's the email or the text, isn't it? A friend of mine, Mandy, she works for the diocese, and they've got a big event in September up in the Royal Welsh Show. So they said, can you write an anthem? Oh, right, okay, what do you write about? But I remembered I had been to the Royal Welsh Show, 20, 30 years ago, when Desmond Tutu came across. Desmond Tutu was over for a weekend, and I thought, well, I'll go back now and find out what was his text. And I think it's Ephesians 8, it's for this reason you've given me my name. So I based it all on Desmond Tutu's sermon from that time, and it is a lifetime ago. But so it's all written. You can download the music, Johnny, forthisreason.co.uk. I don't think we've got any. We haven't got any tap dancers on it yet.
I'm always available.
Well, it would be unusual, wouldn't it? I think we've probably got a choir from Africa who are twinned with the diocese. Has
it got a rhythm to it?
Oh, it's got lots of rhythms. As many rhythms as you like. We'll have to think something. We'll have to get you on this somehow or another.
No, if there's an up-tempo rhythm, I can do some tap dancing to it. I tap danced in a cathedral in Brecon, Well, it's beautiful. Well, the Brecon Jazz Festival, I did it. There was a jazz orchestra,
right,
and I tap danced to this particular piece.
We've already recorded the cathedral choir and the organ. I mean, the organs and the choir just sounds, in that room, sounds phenomenal. It just, again, spine tingling.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, go to the
acoustics.
Yeah, when you go to the website now, forthisreason.co.uk, right? Have a little listen to the track. You can watch it on YouTube, the words and everything. If you can see a spot for a bit of tap dancing, let me know. I'll be around with my tape recorder.
What is it called? For this reason?
For this reason, all one word, forthisreason.co.uk, and all the bits and bobs are on there.
Okay, I'll look it up.
We'll launch it properly on Friday, but as long as you don't tell anybody now, and we'll keep it between ourselves. That goes for you too. Yeah, so there we are. I moved on. Yeah, number 1 week, number 6 this week, and then it's like, we moved.
It's on the way out now, boy.
It's on the way out. Got to move on, Johnny.
You have to record another song.
I got hundreds of them, Johnny, as you well know.
I know you are. You record them every Thursday.
Brilliant stuff. All right. Well, I'm glad we managed to get something down on tape, as they used to say. I'm glad we managed to get something.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to do for next week. I'll have to try and work something out.
Yeah.
Are you sure it is my computer, not your end?
I think don't even say anything about my end. My end's fine. It's your computer. Are there any 8-year-olds in your family? How old are the grandchildren?
There's one's 5, one's 6, and 2 of them are 8.
Oh, there we are. One of those will sort it out for you, Johnny. Just ask him. I do that now with my grandchildren. I don't know which way the batteries go in the train set. I asked them, he's only 18 months, sonny. I go, which one? And the kid takes it off, puts the batteries in. I say, which one switches it on? He presses the button, off he goes. I've turned into my grandfather.
They're fantastic, these little things. Because the little one borrows my phone, the 5-year-old, and she wants to look at YouTube as some thing she watches called RD or some kid saying, and she goes flick, 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 bang.
Wow, it's
amazing.
Brilliant, man. All right, well, look, lovely to speak to you over the phone.
I'll try and fix this by next week with a bit of luck.
Okay. So it's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from you.
See you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye.